I set unrealistic expectations for myself, and I think I push that onto people. But I realize that, and I know that about myself. So at least I know in my brain why I don't have friends, okay? Hi, friend. Welcome back to Tea with the CEO Hygienist. And today we're going to unwrap some tea. Excuse my voice. I actually had too much fun during Christmas time and I lost my voice. Nonetheless, let's get into the tea. Also, a lot of people were scared that this was going to tip over in my other video. It's not going to tip over. Just don't stare at it too long, okay? And the title reads, is it just me or does being a hygienist affect your social life outside of work? I'm a hygienist in my late 20s, and outside of work, I am always trying to make new friends and meet new people. When people ask what I do, I proudly tell them I'm a dental hygienist. Some say, wow, cool, and others say things like, I hate the dentist. I also get responses like, you like that? That's what you want to do for the rest of your life? Are you doing this to work towards something else? But what are your plans for the future? There was a day where I was hanging out with a group of girls who worked in finance and rad tech, and they were making jokes the entire night that I was homeless. I didn't really know them like that. It was my first time hanging out with most of them. I felt like they were looking down on me like I didn't make good money or that I didn't go to college. It was a group of us, so they didn't get a chance to hear me talk about what I do. There was other times when I was with a group of people and we were all talking about our career, and when it was my turn, I see the eye rolls or just sense the disconnect. Like they assume I am not smart enough to engage in a conversation with them. I understand that people may have insecurities with their teeth, but I feel like people just assume I'm judgmental, perfect, or holier than thou. Also, people seem to have traumatizing experiences with the dentist. Also goes to show that people have no idea how much schooling goes into becoming a hygienist. People think that our jobs are just handed to us, that we shadow someone long enough and we just scrape plaque, that's it, that we don't have real jobs. There were other people who did hear me out and they say, I can tell you really like what you do, and I appreciate them so much. Just wanted to rant and see if I was the only one that experienced this. You talk about a few things. First one being like the response that you get, like, oh, I hate the dentist, or is that all you're gonna be doing? And this is a big one. Are you going back to be a dentist? Like, can I be a hygienist because I want to be a hygienist and that's it? Like, why do I always get that question? I also think that you get that question because there's a big disconnect between dentistry and your entire body health. People don't realize that the bacteria in your mouth doesn't magically just stay in your mouth. Like, it is connected to your body. And this is why I'm such a big advocate in having conversation with your patient and truly explaining the importance of coming to the dentist, why it's so important coming to the dentist, right? Having education for patients that are coming in for SRPs or a new patient, like patients that don't come in for 5-10 years but are still a prophy, you still have to explain the importance of coming to the dentist, right? Because if you're not explaining anything or everything, they might think like, all right, I guess everything was good. I'll see you again in 10 years. And I truly think that patients think like this. Now, you talk about these girls, this group of girls that made fun of you for being homeless. First of all, that's the only line I needed. Honey, those are not your friends. You better not ever, ever, ever conversate with those girls because they have no good intentions towards you. Now, if you knew them like 5-10 years, they were your friend as you were being homeless, and now you're just like making fun of it and your stupid decisions, and you all, just laughing now, cool. But the fact that they don't even know you gives me weirdo vibes, okay? Sometimes when people go to the dentist, all they hear is negative stuff, right? You're not brushing, you're not flossing. And I feel like now we're kind of just trying to push away from like being very negative, and sometimes just giving them a little like, all right, you're actually doing this and you're doing that, and good job on doing this. These are some areas that I want you to focus on. And that is kind of how I kind of see the shift in hygiene going. But honestly, mainly you're hanging out with the wrong people. I think like maybe this is why a lot of hygienists hang out with other hygienists, is because we understand the struggle. We understand when you say you're frustrated with this or you're frustrated with that. We can relate because 9 times out of 10 we've gone through it, or we can imagine ourselves going through that. Or you can share good stories, right? And them actually be happy for you because they relate. Anyways, those are kind of my pointers, my opinions. Sure, you guys leave your opinion in the comments. If you guys want to share stories like this, I did leave a link in my link tree. It is 100% anonymous. You don't have to put your name, your email, and you get to actually express yourself through my platform. I'll share it with everybody else so you can get everybody else's opinions. That is it for today, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.